Hello everyone and welcome back to Coach Craig's Sports. Today is Tuesday, February 1st, and this is the NBA DFS video for today. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a quick little recap of yesterday's picks, seeing how they turned out, talking about the injuries in play for tonight's slate. It is a 7-game main slate overall, and then going over my picks for both FanDuel and DraftKings for tonight's slate as well. But without further ado, we'll get into it with the recap of yesterday's picks. So we're going to start off on the DraftKings side. We had Gabe Vincent at that point guard position, $4,800. Looking for 24 points on him. He got to 31.25, so he was a hit. Then at shooting guard, we had Max Strus, who looked pretty good after, some of those Miami Heat players were out, mainly Jimmy Butler and PJ Tucker. $4,200, looking for 21 points on him. He got to 37.75, so he was a really good hit yesterday. At small forward, we had Lou Dort, who looked pretty good all day, $6,000. Looking for 30 points on him. He got to 35.5, so he was a hit as well. Then we had Tobias Harris, who looked really, really good after Joel Embiid was ruled out, $7,800. Looking for 39 points on him. He got to 47.75, so he was a hit as well. And then Andre Drummond kind of ended up being the biggest chalk play of the day for both sites, honestly, and he was $3,700 on the DraftKings side. Looking for about 19 points on him. He got to 62.25, so a massive game for him. He was a hit as well, so a perfect 5 for 5 day on the DraftKings side. Then moving over to FanDuel, we had Gabe Vincent once again, $5,000. Looking for 25 points on him. He got to 31.1, so he was a hit once again. Shooting guard, we had Josh Giddey, $5,700. Looked really, really good yesterday with no Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. We were looking for 29 points out of him. Got to 33.4, so he was a good hit as well. And then Lou Dort, once again, at small forward, $5,000. Just a dirt cheap price tag on him yesterday. We were looking for 25 points on him. He got to 35.7, so he was a really, really good hit yesterday. And then the one lone miss on the day, this could have been Tobias Harris too. I ended up playing both them, but I did decide to go with Bam Adebayo here at $8,100. Looking for 41 points on him. He got to 35.5. He was a miss, but hopefully one that did not kill you too bad overall yesterday. Then last but not least, we had Andre Drummond once again, $4,400, looking for 22 points on him. He got to 63.1, so he was a very, very good hit on the FanDuel side as well. So 4 out of 5 on the FanDuel side, 9 out of 10 overall. Pretty solid day all around. But with that being said, we'll get moved over into the injuries and play for tonight's slate. So we're going to start off with the New Orleans Pelicans, who were without Zion Williamson and Didi Lozada. Brandon Ingram listed as questionable once again today. And then for the Detroit Pistons side, they have Livers and Pickett listed as game time decisions. And then it looks like Josh Jackson is doubtful to play tonight. We do get the return of Jeremy Grant. Looks like Kelly Olynyk should be back coming off the bench as well tonight. Then for the Washington Wizards, they're without Bradley Beal, so obviously Spencer Dinwiddie, Kyle Kuzma, they're looking a lot better on tonight's slate. For the Milwaukee Bucks, they're without George Hill and Brook Lopez, so pretty much the same as last time out. For the Miami Heat, most of these guys are going to be the same that are out. Some of these might update throughout the day too. Obviously, Jimmy Butler is going to be questionable. We'll see if PJ Tucker's questionable as well. And I do assume Kyle Lowry is still going to be out, but pretty much the same as yesterday, but we could have Jimmy Butler and potentially PJ Tucker back today. Not quite updated all the way at this point in time. For the Toronto Raptors, they're without Kem Birch and Goran Dragic, so no changes there. For the Orlando Magic, they're without Michael Carter-Williams, Markelle Fultz, RJ Hampton, Jonathan Isaac. Etuan Moore is listed as a game time decision, oddly enough, today, so we'll see if he's actually back. This would be his first game of the season. For the Chicago Bulls, they're without Lonzo Ball, Alex Caruso, Derek Jones, Patrick Williams, so no changes there. And then Javonte Green listed as probable to play, dealing with a little bit of an ankle injury. For the Denver Nuggets, they're without Kankar and Murray. Obviously, Michael Porter Jr. was announced out for the season, which we kind of assumed anyways yesterday. But we also have Nikola Jokic and DeMarcus Cousins both listed as questionable to play today. So if both of them would miss, there could be a little bit of value opening up here on this Denver Nuggets team. Otherwise, Nikola Jokic is Nikola Jokic, and he's probably going to be in play no matter what. For the Minnesota Timberwolves, they have Patrick Beverley, Bolmaro, Okogie, and D'Angelo Russell all listed as questionable, so we will see who ends up playing out of that group tonight. For the Golden State Warriors, Draymond Green, Andre Iguodala, James Wiseman, looks like they're probably going to be out. I assume Bielitsa is going to be out once again. Otto Porter Jr.'s list is questionable at this point in time. Then for the San Antonio Spurs, just Zach Collins out, so they're all the way back. I know they rested a couple guys the other day, mainly Jakob Poeltl, DeJounte Murray, and Derek White. So they do get Keta Bates-Diop back tonight too as well, it looks like, but not anybody we're really playing for DFS purposes. Then for the Brooklyn Nets, we got LaMarcus Aldridge, Kevin Durant, Joe Harris, and Paul Millsap all listed out, and then James Harden listed as questionable. Obviously, he was dealing with the hamstring injury, was dealing with the hand injury, so we'll see if he's back tonight or not. For the Phoenix Suns, they're without DeAndre Ayton, Jay Crowder, Frank Kaminsky, Abdul Nader, Cam Payne, Dario Saric, and now Landry Shamet as well. So they're getting a little bit thin, especially in terms of that bench unit, but we'll see what it looks like tonight for the Phoenix Suns overall. But with that being said, that's a quick little rundown on all the injuries in play for tonight's slate. Not like a ton. There's definitely some that we're going to be watching throughout the day that could open up some value, though, as well. And then, as always, I'll be listing all the injury updates, COVID news, and starting lineups down in the comments. So definitely be sure you're checking that out, especially as we get closer to lock. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to DraftKings and talk about my picks over there. So we're going to start off at that point guard position with Spencer Dinwiddie, $5,900. Looking for 29, 30 points down. Having projected for about 30, 31 points on the DraftKings side tonight. Obviously no Bradley Beal once again tonight. Looking like a pretty good play. Should he get a couple extra minutes, a couple extra shots, assists, everything like that. Then a shooting guard, I'm going to go with Gary Trent. And this is a guy that I was not fully on board with. He had a couple good games when Fred VanVleet was out. Got the triple overtime game that kind of bailed him out. But he was still taking a ton of shots last night. So I think it's a reasonable play to go there once again today. $5,800. Definitely a decent price tag for what he's been doing as of late. So you're looking for 29 points out. I'm averaging almost 30 on the season. Currently I'm projected for about 31 points tonight. Definitely has some upside for more as we've seen in recent games. At small forward, I'm going with Max Strus, $4,200. Reasonable price tag once again. You're looking for 21 points out. I'm averaging about 20 on the season. If he's in that starting lineup once again, if he's playing big minutes, Max Strus is going to look like a solid play once again tonight. Then at power forward, it's really, really hard not to play Kyle Kuzma, especially at $7,400 with no Bradley Beal. So you're looking for 37 points at him. He's actually coming off a big game too as well. So all the signs are pointing in the right direction for Kyle Kuzma. I'm currently projected for 40 points, but definitely has some upside for more as we've seen throughout this season. Then last but not least, at center position, we have Nick Claxton. $4,100, looking for 20, 21 points out. I'm averaging just over 20 on the season. Currently, I'm projected for 21 points tonight. Kind of a cheaper center option. Definitely could pay up for another center if you really wanted to do so on tonight's slate, though. But with that being said, if you go with these five players, you have $22,600 remaining, just over $7,500 per player. So you could definitely pay up for at least one stud, then kind of fill in from there. Or you could take a little bit more balanced approach, which is something that could work out pretty favorably on tonight's slate as well. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to FanDuel and talk about my picks over there. So you're going to see a familiar name at the point guard position in Spencer Dinwiddie, $6,300. A little bit heftier price tag on the FanDuel side. Looking for about 31, 32 points out. I'm currently having projected for 31 points, but he does offer some upside with Bradley Beal out once again tonight. And then at shooting guard, we got Max Strus again, $4,400, looking for 22 points at him. Currently, I'm projected for about 23, 24 tonight. If he's in that starting lineup, he's getting big minutes, he's going to look pretty good once again tonight. He's also a pick that could change throughout the day, especially if Jimmy Butler and PJ Tucker both end up playing. Then at small forward, went with Kyle Kuzma. Like I said, it's really hard not to play him. $7,200, looking for 36 points out. I'm averaging 33 on the season. We've seen earlier this season what he does when Bradley Beal's not out there on the court, so very, very difficult not to play him once again. Still, I'm projected for about 40 points on the FanDuel side as well, with some upside for more. Then at power forward, went with Nick Claxton, $4,100, looking for 20, 21 points out. I'm averaging almost 21 points on the season. Currently, I'm projected for about 21 points. Definitely a decent little value option on tonight's slate. Then at center position, we're going with Jonas Valanciunas, $7,400, looking for 37 points out. I'm averaging 38 points on the season. Currently, I'm projected for 38 points tonight, and it is a favorable matchup against the Detroit Pistons overall. But with it being said, if you go with these five players on the FanDuel side, you have $30,600 remaining, just over $7,600 per player. So you could definitely pay up for a stud, maybe even two, and find some value plays to pair along with them. You could take a little bit more balanced approach. That's something that's definitely worked rather well on the FanDuel side so far this season. But with that being said, these are my picks for both FanDuel and DraftKings for today, February 1st. As always, if you have any questions related to NBA DFS, be sure to leave them down in the comments below, and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Also, be sure to let me know your favorite play on tonight's slate, whether it's on FanDuel or DraftKings. Heck, if you want to talk a little bit Super Draft, we can talk some Super Draft as well. JC Money Design and myself will be doing the Super Draft live stream right around 5 o'clock today over on his channel. Once that link is up, I will share it in the comments as well. We'll be talking some Super Draft, NBA DFS main slate, as well as the Super Draft Pro contest, which is the Co-6 contest between the Brooklyn Nets and the Phoenix Suns. So definitely be sure to check that out, especially if you are on Super Draft Pro. If you're not already on Super Draft Pro and you want to join, feel free to reach out to me, and then I can get you set up with that as well. And then, as always, I'll be listing the starting lineups, the injury updates, and the COVID news down in the comments below, as well as my updated core about an hour to half hour prior to lock. I'll also list any major changes if there are some as they come out as well. But with that being said, if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it. It helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers, helping you with your DFS, whether it's NBA or NFL, helping you with your fantasy football teams. Going to be talking a little bit of other news this offseason for NFL as well, in terms of NFL draft prospects, head coach hirings, anything else that you guys would like to see, just let me know as well. And then with that being said, if you are new or current subscribers yet to do so, also hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I post up a new video. video. Like I've been saying, I post up daily NBA DFS picks just like this. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And then last but not least, special shout out to each and every one of you watching today's video. I truly do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It definitely means a lot to me, and I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.